Well, I am so sorry, but I started the video, and when I got this far, it was already made. So what I did is I used my little round brush to make these, and I just rubbed it all over this way. Just rubbed it all over this way. And twist it. The drier it is, which I discovered, see, I just rub it all over everything and twist. All over everything and twist. So what I did is I had a bunch of them that I cut out, and I laid them down there, and I was going to glue them down, and I thought, why not do it directly on there? And it came out pretty nice. So I was real happy with that, and I thought, it's definitely going to be a mermaid page. It's definitely going to be a mermaid page. I was originally thinking about a bird page, but with May coming up, mermaid sounded good. I filled in the little white spaces with just some light blue to make it look watery. Added, used a very thin paintbrush and just added in some foliage. And then I'm going to put her there and glue her down. And I really want to use my favorite glue stick. Now, I painted the mermaid. I painted her last year during Mermaid, and I just cut her right out of my art book. Because they weren't all just mermaids in there, so I just cut her out of the art book. And one of the things that I had done with her, I'm getting a little bit of messy on there, is if you can see that her fish parts are little circles that I glued down, and I just made those with a hole puncher and then glued them down, and I really liked how that looked. Get that glued down really well. And I'll show you a little bit more about, I want this to show up a little better. And I made these different levels because I don't like everything all the same. And that's not how plants grow, even watery plants don't grow all the same. And we'll make sure those come out pretty good. Now, I think I'm going to add a little more glue to her. Whoops. When I was cutting her out, I loosened up one of her gills, I see. So I'll just reposition that. There. Okay. And this I'll trim out so it fits on the page. Now I had several. I don't know if I filmed any part of this at all, but oh, it wasn't this book. It was this book had the mermaids in them. And I had quite a few to choose from, but I really didn't want to take any that had didn't have too much background in it. That might have been a good choice. I didn't see it when I flipped through. I think that's all the mermaids. So, now I'm going to give her a little bit of an edge because I always forget to do this. I always forget to use my the Distress inks. Before I put something down. But she does need to be a little bit distinguished. And that's what they do, is they set her, this edging kind of sets it apart and brings her just a little bit out of the background. It also covers up any little white bits that I've left when I'm cutting out. And I have to be so careful because my hands slip. And although a slip doesn't ruin anything, because I can put something over it, it frustrates me. For example, right there, And I didn't feel the need for this when she was on the page, but this. I think that distinguishes her just a little bit more. Okay. Next step is to go gather some fish. And I think I have a fish book to cut some out of. Hang on. So, I didn't find my fish book. I went in search. It's here somewhere, but I checked out a couple other books, and I found a fish I thought I could live with. So I could only find one fish, so I decided this would be fine. What I would do to cover that up is use one of these little flowers. And what I did, and I put the black on it before I put her on here, just by outlining it like that. And then I cut off 2 of the pieces so that I didn't lose her face, and it could be almost like it's tucked in there. So let's put that on. And that covers up my little mistake. I'm very adept at doing that because I make a lot of little mistakes. Now, the interesting fish that I found was this pottery fish. And I thought, well, with a mermaid, why not a pottery fish? And I just really loved it. It was like different colors. It would really stand out. And I thought it was very interesting because right here, I think somebody painted a little face there. Isn't that really crazy? That little face. So anyway, I found that to be quite interesting. And again, I'm going to outline him here. Just to give him that little edge. And it's not going to show up much because he's already dark. But that gives him just a little bit of an edge. And I'm going to put him right there. Glue, okay? And the only thing I need is a little quote. Well, here's a fish. Think that would have worked? Believe might be just what I like, because it'd be hard to believe it would be hard to believe in a around the corners. And that didn't work at all. No rounding of the corners, so I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. As I say, I'm adept at fixing mistakes. Okay, and let's edge that. I might do that right on because I'd like a thicker line. So, I think I'll put her completely out this way. And then that's just enough. Then I think what I'll do is I'll put a little faux stitching because I don't have a machine. So just a little faux stitching around the edge. I'm filming. And then I am done. And there. And there, just a little close-up of the completed journal page. So you can see some of the detail. I really want to thank you for watching, hanging in. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and make sure you ring that little bell next to the subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified when I have a new video up. Okay, and thanks for leaving a comment, and thank you for sharing this video. That's really important, sharing it with your friends. Bye-bye.